Whether it's drugs, dangerous diets, or detoxes, people have done some wild things to lose weight. In 7 days, I'll be testing some of the craziest methods to see how much weight I lose and how dangerous they actually are. But before we begin, I need you guys to sign a contract. It basically just says that you'll not recreate anything I do inside this video. Yep, just sign here, okay. And this one's saying that you'll subscribe if you enjoy. Okay, perfect. Let's start off with the cigarette diet. Personally, I've never eaten a cigarette, so I really don't know how they taste, but I can say that people have been using them as a way to lose weight for decades. However, we've come a long way since then. We're not dumb enough to smoke cigarettes anymore. We just vape and use Zins. To no surprise, these provide the same effect as cigarettes. Let me explain. Zins, or Ozempic, as they're calling it. That's not my joke. You're probably cringing right now. That's not my joke. That's this fucking stupid article. Zyn nicotine pouches gaining popularity as TikTok's latest weight loss trend, Ozempic. Content creators are claiming the $5 doses of flavored nicotine have helped them lose up to 30 pounds. Now, while these things are dangerous and you should most certainly not consume them, they do actually work because nicotine is an appetite suppressant. It suppresses appetite by speeding up your brain activity, making you feel more alert, and lowering your hunger hormone ghrelin so you don't feel as hungry. So, for one meal each day, I'm gonna be replacing it with a Zyn. I'm a good boy. I've never taken these in my life. I've only done cocaine. It feels like those things that come in the bottom of a pre-workout tub that you're not supposed to eat, obviously. You're supposed to just place this in your upper lip and then enjoy it. This is thrilling. Am I doing this right? Place in your upper lip. That's what I'm doing. Bye-bye hunger. I didn't eat today yet either, and I'm going to the gym after this, so this is really my breakfast. But we're not done there. We are adding something else. It wouldn't be a cigarette diet without some coffee to go along with it, and caffeine is also a hunger suppressant, so comboed with these two together, I don't know what's gonna happen. It's actually burning my lip a little bit right now. I don't know if I'm doing this right. I don't know if there's a right way to do it. Now, how am I gonna be having my coffee? Well, having my coffee the same way I like my women. I don't like coffee. I'm kidding. Everybody's been asking if I'm gay. I'm not gay, despite that comment. My girlfriend's recording me. Proof. Oh, this is the life. Oh, burning my mouth a little bit. Is that supposed to happen? Imagine I'm allergic to Zins and I die. You'd like that, wouldn't you? You're laughing right now. Oh, shit. Oh, I'm getting a little lightheaded. Let's just go to the gym. Let's see how this feels. Yo, I'm not even kidding. If you use this every day, what the fuck is wrong with you? This shit is disgusting. This is horrible. My mouth feels horrible. This is. I'm not judging. Please subscribe. If you use Zins, by all means, you're welcome here. I don't like it though. Oh god, some of you nicotine addicts are gonna be like, "Hey, you're a pussy," but I feel really nauseous right now. It's been like 15 minutes. I don't know. Getting lightheaded, which I know obviously is the effects of nicotine. But also, I don't feel hungry, which is the purpose, I guess. I was pretty hungry before this. I didn't eat. Oh, it's hit me fast. I just want to get my weight down. That's the goal. And get views. That's it.
I was supposed to be at the gym, but I legitimately started throwing up. My day was delayed, but it wasn't over. I eventually hit the gym and just did some light movements to do some activity alongside some cardio. However, this wasn't the only thing that we were trying out today. Fat burners.
So fat burners, definitely more ethical than burning some fatties, but we're not quite there yet. What's the deal with them? Do they work? You could find these pretty much anywhere, and tons of people gravitate towards them because they'd rather do anything than just not grab another Oreo. And while something like nicotine or black coffee will suppress your appetite, which, speaking of, I am not hungry still, that won't work for all people. I mean, some people, even if they had a muzzle attached to them, they'll still find a way to eat. They're like dogs. Except they don't eat the same thing every day. Well, some people do, and it's just not good for them. I guess they are like dogs, but like a fat breed. So I got this. This is Super Shred. I don't know if a week is enough time to really see the effects of a fat burner, but I want to test it out because we only have a week. This says it's going to increase your energy, somehow increase your body composition, and also your calorie burn. The thing with a lot of pills that are fat burners is they have a lot of caffeine inside of them. So if you're somebody who is sensitive to caffeine and you start taking these without realizing what's inside, it's probably going to ruin your sleep. These in particular have a lot of ingredients ingredients, a lot that I don't quite understand, but it does have 200 milligrams of caffeine per 2 capsules. 2 capsules getting washed down with some Gorilla Mine that you can use code FOX at checkout to get 10% off your order and also help me fund some of these idiotic videos. If I'm still alive at the end of this week, I don't know. We'll see. Cheers, here we go. I'm kidding. The real question is, how am I going to be eating throughout this week? Because diet is the most important thing. I'm not just going to be slamming some Zins the entire time. I don't know if I'd be alive to do that. Well, I'm actually switching it up a little bit. So I've been tracking all of my food for the past, 8 years now, but I'm not doing that this week. I'm kind of just intuitively eating when I'm hungry and following what my body's telling me. It wouldn't be fair to follow a strict diet throughout the week because a lot of these things are going to suppress my appetite. But a fat burner is just the icing on the cake. We still have a lot of methods that we're going to test out. I'm kind of excited.
Of course I was excited because I was only on day 1 of this 7-day experiment. There were still tons of pain, danger, and regret that was soon to come as we entered our 2nd day.
Good morning, it's day 2, and I didn't die, but I was up super late last night. I think I took those pills a little bit later than I should have. Maybe as a result I had more energy. I don't know, too soon to really tell. I did use it productively though, and I used it to edit some of this video that you're currently watching, so if there's any cool edits in the beginning you liked, that's credit to those pills. I'm not sponsored. Regardless, we have a lot of things to try out today, and a few more pills too. We're only getting started.
Before anything, I had some food, which instead of Zins, it was ground chicken, rice, and avocado. Definitely a step up from Zins and coffee, however, we don't need the Zins to feel sick. Unfortunately, these next pills might have a similar effect.
Now, I mentioned earlier how I'm going to be taking more pills today, and I am. We're starting a new cycle. So obviously I'm going to be taking my fat burner, but we also have some water pills. Now, these are diuretics that will make you shed your water weight extremely fast, so they say. Pills like these are used by athletes sometimes to shed water weight quick so they can get to a lower weight division. However, they of course have their side effects because nothing's ever that good. A lot of these negative side effects come from dehydration since you are going to be letting go of a lot of water. So if I start getting really bad headaches, it's probably from these. First the fat burners, now the water pill. I'm excited. I found these on Amazon and I was immediately drawn in because they're called Watershed. On the front, it says flush, cleanse, energize. So it's gonna do great things for me, right? It's kind of funny though. Let's look at their Amazon page. Stop being weighed down by water and feel lighter. A pound of water weighs the same as a pound of fat. Well, no fucking shit. Thanks for that. That's the age-old what weighs more, a pound of feathers or a pound of bricks. This person got hit in the head with a brick as a baby. I mean, thanks for letting me know that a pound weighs a pound. However, they do say that it takes 24 to 48 hours to notice a difference and to take 1 to 2 pills a day, so I'm obviously gonna do just that. Although, my sweet, sweet Kathy, you poor woman, she left a 1-star review. She got an allergic reaction from it. I hope that doesn't happen to me. Enough talking, let's get to the gym, let's get this day going. Let's shed some water. I definitely think these fat burners are making me sweat a lot and have a higher energy output. I got a lot of energy, but I'm also feeling really dehydrated. I'm sweating a lot, my lips are dry, my head is starting to hurt. I haven't drank much water yet today, and you're supposed to, so that's where these get dangerous, because if you take these water pills and you don't drink extra water, you're gonna be getting dehydrated. Do not try this at home. Drink water. Do not do what I'm doing. I hope you're using this as a video explaining what not to do to lose weight. I don't care if I lose 25 pounds. Do not recreate it.
I had to make sure I drank a ton of water so I could get rid of not only my nausea, but my headache. Luckily, this seemed to have made me feel better for now, but based off how I'd felt yesterday, I had to switch up my plan.
Alright, it's dinner time, I am starving, but I also have some unfortunate news. So, if you remember yesterday, I said that I am going to be taking the Zins to replace a meal once per day. And I fully meant that, I really did. That was my initial intention, but I genuinely got so sick yesterday that it almost ruined the entire day. I can't allow that to happen. So instead of trying to find a workaround for it, I wanted to be 100% honest with you guys and tell you I am not taking them anymore. Did it suppress my appetite? Yes. Is it dangerous? Yes. So I think we could safely scratch that off the list. Hopefully hearing how sick it made me, it'll make some of you guys not want to try it. That's my goal. I'm for the youth. Whatever makes me not end up as fat as my cat though, am I right? I spoke about it earlier in the gym, but I'm really feeling like unless I'm guzzling down water, I'm just peeing it out. And if I don't replenish that water, then I end up with a headache, so it really backfires. I gotta say though, I know we're only a day and a half into this challenge, but I do feel leaner. Probably because I'm losing all this water weight. I'm gonna be drier than a grandma, but my God, I am just getting started. It's gonna get a lot more dangerous, a lot more extreme, and a lot more messy. For now, I'm gonna eat my tuna bagel, and I'm gonna enjoy the rest of the night. Probably be getting my daily steps in, running to the bathroom, peeing every second, but it's for the sake of science. It's for the sake of science.
This science experiment was about to be kicked into overdrive because the next day we had 3 methods to test out. Some of these would really put my mental strength to the test.
Okay, so I gotta be honest, I woke up this morning and I felt really good, but I was also extremely hungry. Which is perfect for now because I'm about to have some food, but it's also the only time that I'm gonna be eating today. Well, sorta. I'm still gonna be kinda eating, but not exactly. Today we're essentially gonna be sacrificing some of my mental sanity for some physical benefit. I'll explain more as we get to our next meal. Obviously, to kick things off, I'm gonna take my water pill alongside my fat burner. The breakfast of champions, aka me, a champion. See you soon.
While I am eating now, what you'll see next involves topics surrounding eating disorders, so just a heads up. Please don't forget that waiver that you signed in the beginning of the video.
Today, it's fad day, and that fad is gonna stand for fast and dumb, because that's what we're going for. Now, typically they're called fads because people want to do shit in the quickest amount of time possible, and they don't necessarily work. However, I mentioned earlier that the meal that I was having was gonna be my last meal of the day, and that's true. But I'm still gonna be kind of eating food. As someone who's really struggled with an eating disorder in the past, I don't want this to trigger anybody or make anybody feel any kind of way. So I'm gonna explain what I'm gonna do, but I'm not gonna actively show me doing it. You guys are just gonna have to take my word for it. I am a good guy after all. In attempts to lose weight, some people will chew their food and then spit it out, so they still get the feel that they actually ate, but they didn't consume those calories. But this is where I mentioned it's something that's gonna trick your brain and kind of sacrifice your mental for your physical. You're essentially gonna be torturing yourself just so you can get leaner. Now, why is this bad? This is considered an eating disorder. It leads to a lack of control and an unhealthy relationship with food. You feel guilty because you're eating, so you don't want to consume those calories. I'm gonna put it to the test though. Am I gonna feel better? Am I gonna feel leaner? How am I gonna feel after not consuming food, but rather spitting it out? And I know there's a million jokes I can make about spitting, but it's not the time to do that. I'm not gonna do it because I'm also 24 years old. I'm an adult. So just for the sake of the video, I have this piece of this Quest bar, and I'm gonna chew it, then I'm gonna spit it out. Again, I'm not gonna show me spitting out the food because I don't want to negatively impact anybody. This isn't the only thing that we're doing today either. Today is gonna get pretty unhealthy. It's so weird that I'm not gonna be able to swallow this because that's just like your natural instinct. So technically I'm gonna be getting the feeling of eating and kind of having the taste of it, but then I'm not gonna be able to actually consume the nutrients from it, which is another reason why it's harmful, because you're not gonna be consuming any calories, you're gonna have no energy, and you're also not gonna get any nutrients from the food. Listen, I mean, I get it. I kind of feel like I did just eat this Quest bar, even though I didn't actually eat it. But the more you do this, the more you're gonna actually want to eat that food. So will this help you lose weight? 100%, because theoretically, you're consuming as minimal calories as possible. But I promise you, this is gonna backfire, and it's gonna backfire on me right now. I'm not gonna be eating for the rest of the day, and when I want to eat, all I can do is chew it and spit it out. There is one thing that I'm allowed to have though. Now, throughout history, there's been quite a few weight loss fads that are dumb and ridiculous and dangerous, but one that's really dumb is using apple cider vinegar for weight loss. If you go and ask your mom about this, I'm sure she'll know, because I told her last night. I'm kidding. It's not me who's bringing the mother into this. It's the apple cider vinegar, because it needs to be with the mother for this to necessarily work. Not sure why they had to bring my mom into it. Sorry, Laura. For some reason, it needs to have this ingredient for the supposed benefits to kick in. It could lower your blood sugar levels and also increase your satiety, but it could also fuck up your teeth. Also make your breath smell like a 90-year-old woman who's dead. If it even has a slight benefit of dropping that scale, I'm all for it. Oh, fuck. I'm in for a great few days, right? Now, apple cider vinegar does have its benefits, but it's just not gonna make you lose weight. In order to lose weight, you just gotta eat less and move around more, which, speaking of moving around more, let's get after that. But I have something to put on first. I'm ready. I look like a fucking rejected NASA employee. This is a sauna suit though. Something that has a similar effect to those water pills we're taking. We're getting rid of all of the water weight in our body. You'll also probably get made fun of by every single person you see on the street. I look like a 4th grader whose mom couldn't afford a Halloween costume, so just sent him to school with a trash bag on him. Sadly, I've lost all of my self-respect a few years ago, so at this point I'm willing to do anything if it means getting some good content. I'm already starting to sweat, so let's go exercise.
You gon' die. You gon' die.
I look like a trash bag on a bike, and I'm doing everything in my power to avoid human contact right now, but I am sweating so much. Luckily, it's not too hot out today, so I'm probably gonna survive this. I know some of you guys are disappointed. You'd probably wanna see me fall over and die of heat exhaustion, but I'm not really in the mood to do that today, as I bike around with water diuretic pills and a sauna suit on. So just like the diuretics, this is obviously dangerous because it's gonna dehydrate you extremely fast. Although, this really isn't as dangerous because you can always just take it off. You can't take a pill out of your system. But again, I gotta make sure I'm hydrating a lot because I'm gonna be losing a ridiculous amount of water. And obviously I'm gonna do my best to exercise as much as possible today alongside barely eating. So, extremely dangerous. My head is already starting to hurt. So once again, I gotta keep saying it, do not try this at home. Oh, and as I get home, look what arrived. Tomorrow's torture. That I'm not excited for. Oh God. There's no way that this is legal.
I plan to exercise as much as I could today alongside wearing this sauna suit for as much as possible. Yes, that even means editing with this thing on. Have you ever edited a YouTube video while dripping sweat? I really hope that answer is no. The sauna suit surprisingly had me dripping. However, our next item will also soon have me dripping. This line will, it'll unfortunately make sense to you shortly. However, the good news is what we were doing was working because the number on the scale was dropping. As the next day started, we took our fat burners, water pills, drank our vinegar, and now it was time for
a detox. Now, I really thought about taking laxatives, but I figured, why do more pills? Let's just do this. Now, where do I begin with this product? Green Valley Cleanser, 1-day detox, powerhouse herbal supplement from my ancestors to you. They put so many things on this label, I'm kind of scared. The first few ingredients were even scary. I mean, water, that's not that scary. Now it is because I'm taking water pills. I hear that word and I'm just like, water, moringa, dandelion, king of the forest. What could king of the forest be? Sour sop leaf, guinea hen weed, jackna bush. They're making these up. They have to be making these up, right? There's no way there's something called jackna bush. Leaf of life? Now there are a few things that are concerning about this product, but the good news is that people say that it's good, and that it works, and that they wake up the next day feeling great. That's the good news. However, it's also the bad news. Right off the bat, literally every single person that's commented said that it tastes terrible. The taste is not as bad as everyone claims it to be. I mean, it is bad, but you won't die. That's always comforting to hear when you're about to drink something disgusting. I mean, you won't die. But then this guy, he just straight up says, don't make any plans. When I tell you that this product worked almost instantly and is still working is an understatement. It's almost 11 and I have had 4 bowel movements. Man. I really have to wonder what's going on inside my body right now. I have so many pills, so much shit, not literally. Well, I don't know, we'll see, but I mean, it's just, this can't be healthy. My mom is so mad at me for doing these things. She says I need to take a break. That's why I'm detoxing. Now, I've taken a lot of things, but this one is the only one that actually has my heart racing. All 5-star reviews that are just saying how good it works. Oh God, there's no way this is gonna taste, it's not gonna taste good. I'm fully expecting that. It's got 70 calories and I have to drink this entire bottle. Holy fuck, that smells like some rotten cheese. What color is it? Oh, it's bubbly. Why? Oh, fucking shit, dude. That's... Oh God, it looks like sewage. It literally looks like sewage. It's just a drink. I just gotta chug it, and then I'll just be going to the bathroom for the rest of the day. That's pretty much it. That sounds fantastic. Picture you leave a turkey sandwich with cheese out on the street for about a week, and then you walk by it and you throw some grass on top of it, and then it gets run over by a car, and you pick that up and then you eat it. That's kind of the aroma I'm getting from this. It just smells terrible, and I just gotta drink it. That's so fucking bad. That's so fucking bad. Oh, God. Holy shit. I'm gonna throw this glass out. I can't keep this glass. It's gonna just remind me of this smell and this taste. I can't. That's the worst thing I've ever tasted. That's the worst thing I've ever tasted. So fucking bad. My nose is running because it tasted so fucking bad. There's no way that this is legal. The goal of this, though, is to make me drop that weight on the scale. But the question is it gonna work, and how fast? I get it now. I know who the king of the forest is. I've experienced quite a bit in this short life of mine, 24 years. I've broken bones, I've eaten Red 40 for a whole week and had really bad side effects from that, but yesterday was probably the worst day of my entire life. I mean that with my utmost sincerity. I don't even have any words to describe how I felt. I had so many jokes that I wanted to say for this moment, but I'm not in a laughing mood. My only thought throughout the day yesterday was, wow, I wish I could go back in time and not do that. The worst part about it is before I took it, I read a lot of reviews of people saying they lost a lot of weight from doing it. I did it, and trust me, I did it. My weight didn't change at all. I feel defeated. Not to mention, I kept waking up throughout the night and my mouth was so dry, which means I was probably severely dehydrated because, never mind. Right now, we're a little less than 5 pounds down through the week, which is decent. But I got one more trick up my sleeve. I want to push for 10. That's right, 10 pounds. So throughout this process, we've had quite a few things that will help me lose water weight, but also lose fat. Chewing and spitting food, fat burners, water diuretics, over-exercising in a sauna suit. I mean, hasn't been fun. But as we all know, the only way to actually lose fat is to change your diet. Now I asked myself, I'm like, what's the worst way to do that that would fit under unethical? And well, starving myself. Then I thought, okay, what's the safest way that I could effectively starve myself? One of the most famous celebrity transformations is Christian Bale in The Machinist. Christian Bale was to play Trevor Resnick, a man who had been suffering from such bad insomnia that he ultimately became emaciated. In order to fit the part, Christian Bale lost over 60 pounds in a short period. Now his diet was typically less than 200 calories per day. It would usually consist of an apple, a can of tuna, and a cup of coffee. Now that's exactly what I have. I'm gonna end out this challenge by starving myself the way Christian Bale did. And yes, I cut my apple up into little slices, cause I'm an infant. Deal with it. But let's dig in. The last time that I'm gonna eat until we check in tomorrow. Hopefully, the scale is at least dropped from all the pain and torture this week. Oh yeah, nice. As you've seen though, a lot of these are gonna make you lose water weight, which is the way that people get deceived. People who don't know any better and want to lose weight quick fall victim to these things, where they see water pills and people losing weight and they're like, oh, alright, that seems simple, I'll spend 30 bucks and I'll get my dream body. Not gonna happen. Most of the weight that I do lose is gonna be water weight and glycogen in my muscles and not fat. Perhaps from the fat burner or the exercise that I did or the low amount of calories I ate. Yeah, that's gonna burn fat, which is why I wanted to balance it out with all of those other dumb methods. Oh man, that was quite the meal. Now why is this diet bad? Because like I said, you're gonna be losing fat, by doing this? Well, it's such a low amount of calories that you're also going to be losing muscle. You're going to have no energy because you're having no food. Your hormones are going to get all out of whack. You're going to be moody. I mean, the list goes on with the negative side effects. But all right, meal 1 of 1 down. Let's see what the weight is like tomorrow. I'm going to go abuse caffeine for the rest of the day and try and blunt my hunger. What a life I have.
I took my pills, drank a Gorilla Mind, and then decided to get out and move around more. My goal was to take my mind off food and hopefully not be hungry, but with the caffeine, pills, lack of food, and hot sun, I realized why this is a bad idea.
Okay, I gotta be honest, I think taking the pills with no food in my system was like the worst move possible. I'm just walking right now around the beach and my heart's beating really, really heavy, and I'm kind of out of breath. I'm assuming that's from all the caffeine without the food, but I'm really making sure to hydrate more than ever now because I don't wanna die. Plus, it's no fun. I'm starving, and my girlfriend's having ice cream. That's the problem with this. I'm so deprived.
To no surprise, the activity made me extremely hungry, which made me moody the entire day. Tons of mental sacrifice, but it'll hopefully be all worth it as long as my weight is down when we finally check in.
I was so hungry last night that my sleep was terrible, as it's been for the entire week, probably because of all the caffeine. The good thing about this week is that I wasn't really hungry too much. Why? Well, I spent a lot of it sick. Mix that with the stuff that suppresses my appetite, I set myself up for success, but let's see if it all paid off.
When this challenge first started, my weight was 151.6 pounds. Now, after all of the pain that I went through, let's see if that truly made a difference.
Fuck me, dude. You gotta be kidding me. All that pain and suffering, and my weight has barely dropped over the last few days. I have no idea why that is. I would assume that just all of the water weight in my body was entirely depleted, and I didn't have anything left to give. That is pretty pathetic. Truthfully, I saw a bigger difference in my body when I ate Red 40 for an entire week, so if you want to see that video, click the screen now. You just love to watch me torture myself, I guess, huh?